Hi, how are you doing? My name is Rohit and I'll be breaking down the 57th match of this year's IPL with Saudi Sunrisers Hyderabad taking on the Lucknow Super Giants in a pivotal match for playoff positioning at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium in Hyderabad. And wow, that's all I can say, and it feels like I've said that a lot when it comes to the Sunrisers Hyderabad this season in particular, and today is no exception, and today in particular, it is especially warranted. Sunrisers Hyderabad successfully chased down 165 in just 9.4 overs and win by 10 wickets. Which, say that out loud to yourselves. In less than 10 overs, SRH scored 167 runs and successfully won a chase without losing a single wicket. Wow. Both of their openers, Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, were striking at well over 200 runs a ball. Travis Head was nearly at 300, which would have been 3 runs a ball. 89 from just 30. Unreal. That's all there really is to say. Unreal. Sometimes I watch this SRH team bat and I think about how I'm going to cover the game, and I'm just thinking, what can I say that hasn't already been said? I feel like I'm running out of things to say about this team. And honestly, I think I am. Because they're finding new ways to amaze me. But I just don't have the words to appropriately describe just how amazing they are. When's the last time you've seen a chase of this magnitude and a chase this effortless? It felt like something out of a video game. Just felt like everything they touched turned to gold, or everything their bat touched went for 6. And in a way, that tracks too. SRH played 14 dot balls, but scored 14 sixes. As many sixes as they had dot balls. And whatever kind of comparison you want to try and make, it just makes SRH's innings today look that much more impressive. Lucknow Super Giants, who won the toss and batted first, at the end of the 6-over power play, only scored 27 runs. At the end of their 6-over power play, the Sunrisers Hyderabad scored 107. At the end of 10 overs, LSG was only at 55 runs. SRH didn't even bat 10 overs. They already scored 167 and won the match. And LSG took until the 16th over to get to 100 runs. SRH finished with 167 in just 10 and 107 in just 6. Again, it doesn't matter how you try to put it into perspective. Every single number that you throw out there is mind-boggling. And in terms of what LSG did wrong, honestly, it starts at the toss. Prior to the match, there was a lot of rain in Hyderabad, and yes, when the pitch is a little wet, makes life difficult for the bowlers, but that's usually when it comes to dew, not rain. So the difference between dew and rain is that dew just sits on top of the grass, it doesn't really go deep, and everything kind of just glides. It just makes things slippery, it makes things slick. For any of my outdoor athletes, any outdoor runners, any soccer players, any football players, y'all know what I'm talking about. When it comes to dew, it feels like you're just gliding. It almost feels like, even if you have spikes or anything, it feels like you're on skates, because that's what the dew is. It kind of just negates any sort of real grip, any traction that you may have. But rain does not do that. Rain gets into the grass, into the soil, and it makes everything heavier. The ball sticks. When the ball falls into the grass, it sticks. It doesn't fall and then bounce and move. It just plops. It gets stuck. When you move, it feels like your feet are a little heavier than usual because everything around you is heavier than it normally is. That's what happens with rain. And when it rains prior to a match, the logical thing to do would be to bowl first. You bowl first, you take advantage of the slow outfield, you take advantage of the wicket being naturally slower. And with the spinners that LSG have, with Krunal Pandya, with Ravi Bishnoi, they could have taken advantage of that. they could have used bowlers like Yash Thakur to take pace off the ball. And they have players who can take pace off the ball consistently and do it to good effect. There's a reason why when SRH was bowling first, Natarajan and Pat Cummins both went for runs above 10 and over, because they are not the type of bowlers to really take pace off the ball a lot. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, however, knows how to take pace off the ball and knows how to take pace off the ball well. He only went for 12 runs and took 2 wickets in his 4 overs. And in my opinion, he should have been the player of the match. That honor instead went to Travis Head, who again was absolutely phenomenal with the bat. But going back to the pitch conditions, just why? Why bat first when you know the pitch is actually only going to get better? There's a difference between the pitch just getting better because of dew, which makes the ball slick and you lose a bit of control and grip as a bowler, versus when it comes to rain and just the pitch naturally drying up, so it slowly speeds up. And when you look at LSG's innings, you could see when, where, and how the pitch started to speed up. Keep in mind that after 12 overs, LSG was 66 for 4. They finished 165 for 4 off of the back of a Nicholas Puran Ayush Badoni partnership that spanned the entirety of the last 8 overs and netted LSG 99 runs, getting them to 165, and Ayush Badoni in the process getting a half century. So, again, it became easier to bat on as the innings went on. So that should give you that should have been the indication that, hey, maybe batting first was a mistake. And honestly, I still think batting first was a mistake. Now you may be thinking, well, look at how SRH batted. They seemingly had no problem. If they batted first, they probably would have done the same as they did while chasing. And I personally disagree. Because again, the surface conditions when batting first versus chasing, entirely different. You also have to change your mindset. With LSG only scoring 165, with seeing how the pitch eased up and how it became easier to bat on, both Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head were given explicit instructions to just go out there, run roughshod, and get their net run rate up, because both of these teams needed to get their net run rate up, despite the fact that they both won more games than they lost coming into this match. Both of these teams came in with negative net run rates. SRH took this opportunity to absolutely blast LSG, and SRH moves up to plus 4.1 in net run rate, going back into plus 0.41, I'm sorry. And now they're back up to positives and in a pretty solid spot. They move up all the way up to 3rd. And LSG, they move down to 6th because their net run rate is now below that of the Delhi Capitals, despite both teams being at 12 points, 6 wins in 12 matches. LSG was already in the negatives in terms of net run rate after a humiliating loss to KKR, which was a 100-run defeat, effectively. And now they lost by 10 wickets with over 10 overs left to spare, with SRH effectively going at around 17 and over. Any way you want to put this game in perspective, I don't think anything can really do this game justice. I feel like even a video game would consider this chase unrealistic. I'm just at a loss for words. Sometimes you just have to say, wow. And that's all I can say. Wow. Because I am just dumbfounded. I'm in awe, shock, whatever positive-ish adjective you want to put in there, that's probably what I am right now. That's how I feel about this match, about how SRH batted, and I kind of just don't know what to say, man. What? Sometimes you just have to sit there and just laugh, because some things are just too strange, too incredible, too unbelievable to be true, and yet they're true. This was just one of those matches, and I don't know where you go from here if you're LSG. What do you point and say, yeah, we went wrong there? Because I don't think there was anything to be done. That SRH team, Abhishek Sharma and Travis Head, were just absolutely on one. Both players over 200 in terms of strike rate. Travis Head nearly being at 300. And which is hilarious to say because Abhishek Sharma was not only above 200, but also above 250, 75 from 28. That is absurd. And under any other circumstance, that would be the highlight innings. Travis Head just managed to outdo him, which is wild. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. Just, yeah. So yeah, that's kind of how this game went. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll be back for the next one. Thanks. Have a good one.